Hi everyone, it is another Tuesday on your Daily Dose. I am Paul, if you do not know, and this week we're talking about religion. Um, so this for me, it's kind of complicated. Well, let me begin. Okay, so people that know me, I am Buddhist. My family's been Buddhist for as long as I can remember. Um, I went to a pretty conservative college down in Virginia, Lutheran school, one of the second oldest Lutheran school in the United States. So religion for me, especially in college, was kind of weird because there wasn't really a lot of Buddhists, or a lot of, for me to kind of connect with. So I was left for 4 years of college dealing with Lutheran beliefs and what they believe. And I found it surprising in college that they actually were pretty. I've had a lot of exposure to Christians. Uh, I think that Lutherans are a little more relaxed, the most relaxed type of Christians I've met of the whole bunch. I think the first time I sang in choirs, throughout my life. I've sung at Catholic services, stuff like that. I think Catholic people scare me the most, and I'm going to tell you why I think this, because I don't know, they really, or even worse, Baptist people, they really, really, really get really into it. And I guess, like, taking it from a perspective, like having an altar and like not knowing like anything about Christianity, they they're pretty heavy. And on a serious note, that I think that religion in general should convey what you believe, but it shouldn't dictate how you should believe it should happen. Because I think there are a lot of people in churches, or even religious groups in general, that don't agree 100% about the religion, but most of their core beliefs are based upon it, if that makes sense. And I think that it's up to the person to decide, I guess, the level of which they believe. Or, I hear all these like stories about like these let's take like Christians for example, like that they believe something, like I asked them, like, why do they believe like what they believe. They said, oh, you're Christian, right? So you believe in this. And sometimes it's like, yes, I believe in this. But there's a lot of times where I said, no, like, I personally don't believe in that. That sort of thing. So I think that people really mix match what like they believe in their religion. And I think this is more applies to the more younger generation. And because that, I think that since the younger generation is being more exposed to different types of religion, such as Buddhism, such as Islam, such as different types of Buddhism. We have a whole sorts of Buddhism. I'm Theravada. There's Mahayana, there's Zen Buddhism. So there's a whole slew of things. So, but yeah, this topic for me, I could go on hours and hours and hours on religion. I majored in philosophy in college, so but that's kind of like my take on religion. I really think it's a choice of that. I think it's a journey that you really have to find for yourself. And that I think if I compared coming out and my religion, like I would have to say finding myself religiously and spiritually was 10 times, billion times more difficult than actually coming out. And coming out was really hard for me, so that really kind of shows. I'm very, very, very religious, being a Buddhist. I'm more of a strict Buddhist, I think, because, like, I don't know, I feel like I'm really like a traditional person. Like, I go to church every Sunday, or our equivalent to church. We have temple. We pray for a few hours, and I pray every time before I go to bed. And I really truly believe in the things I pray about, and and I think that a lot of people that truly believe and look into themselves in a more spiritual way, I think that I think their lives are a lot more fruitful. But yeah, I would love to hear about y'all's religious perspective. I'm always curious to see. Jake, 100% agree. People just have to, not be scared of the church or but I knew when I was still trying to find myself that I got kind of scared from church too, and I think that's a shame because when I was considering become Christian, or converting to Christianity, and for me, I think what turned me off the most was it was really forceful, and I think that is I don't know, maybe my life would be different, but I mean, I think that religion should never be forced upon anyone, and I think that's where a lot of the hatred comes from because people think like they're going to convert other people, and I think that you really have to have a perspective. I mean, you really have to understand. Um, and that's why I like Buddhism because I think that it tries to understand how people work and how can we live and coexist with each other. But anyway, that's my little tidbit. But yeah, please comment, rate, and subscribe. I am gonna put my personal channel, also my Twitter down the bar, like I always do, and what's not. JC, I'm very curious to see how your take on this actually, and especially Mitch too. I think we discussed before that you're Buddhist, but you don't seem like a really religious person to me. So it'll be very interesting to see what you have in store for us. But yes, I'm going to go. It is getting way, way, way too long because I love this week. This was a great topic to share my personal insights on religion. But yeah, I might make actually a personal channel video on this because I'm actually very passionate about this topic. But anyway, I'm going to go because I've been rambling for almost 8 minutes. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Y'all have a wonderful night and a wonderful week. All right, bye bye.